Hi there, students. Barracks. Well, I think I'm going to start with barracks, which is a countable noun, but nearly always in with an S at the end, even though it's plural. A barracks. You could say a barrack, but it's more common to say a barracks. Let's see, a barracks is a building or a group of buildings where soldiers live. Very often a barracks is a great big rectangular building that looks rather ugly, and it's part of a military base and is for to house soldiers. So the barracks was surrounded by a high wall. Yeah, a barracks are normally a group of long buildings to give somewhere for military personnel. Yeah, I think it probably originates from an old Spanish word, barraca, meaning a soldier's tent. I think nowadays barraca in Spanish talks about a badly shoddily built rather temporary dwelling. Yeah. Today, however, barracks are normally pretty permanent. Yeah. So a barracks, the soldiers were confined to barracks. You have a barrack room lawyer. Okay, this is somebody who gives opinions on everything, particularly legal stuff, where they're just not at all qualified to do so. Yeah, a barrack room lawyer from the barracks. Now, this is where this word gets interesting because we can also use barrack as a verb. Actually, before I go on, notice Barack Obama, yeah, but only with one R, yeah. I wonder which one of these it's linked to. Okay, so to barrack, in British English, to barrack means to shout at, to interrupt somebody that you disagree with. So every time he got up to speak, he was barracked by the people in the room, to jeer at, to shout down, yeah, to barrack somebody. Okay, so to barrack, to jeer or shout at a player. When the players came out onto the pitch, they were barracked. Yeah, they were jeered at, they were shouted at. Now notice, this is the British meaning. However, in Australia, to barrack means to shout support for your team. So in Australian, to barrack for, you barrack for your team. Yeah, you go to the match and you barrack for your team, you shout for your team. So to shout in support of. So you're going to have to be careful who's speaking, yeah? But I think this meaning to barrack, this British one, to shout at somebody, is probably most common as a verb. Okay, so to be derisive, to shout at sarcastically, to scoff at. Whereas for the Australians, to cheer for, to give support to. So if an audience barrack a public speaker or a performer, they interrupt them, they heckle by making rude remarks, by stopping them from being heard. Yeah, he was barracked by protesters, heckled, abused, shouted at. Yeah, so they tried to shout him down. He was barracked. Yeah. Notice, I think to barrack like this is an intransitive verb. He was barracked. They barracked him. No, it's not intransitive. The direct object is a person. So they barracked him. Okay, you barrack a person, yeah, by making lots and lots of noise. Okay, so a barracks, a house for soldiers. To barrack, to shout at, to shout down. Or in Australian, to shout support for your team. And then as to origin comes from Spanish barraca, a soldier's tent, a roughly built house. And then a barracks to barrack. I think I would give this 5 in formality. I think you could use it just about anywhere. So, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Barracks, barracks.